Here's another Coachella story. Hasan Piker attended Coachella last weekend, and also Kendall Jenner did. And apparently Kendall Jenner had some specifications from reporters and journalists and festival attendees, maybe, to not ask a couple questions. What were those questions, Grace? Do you have any idea? Well, I have an idea, let me tell you. Don't ask Kendall Jenner any questions about the Pepsi ad that she started. Now, for those of you who were living under a rock for the past couple of weeks, Kendall Jenner did a Pepsi ad. And it was in poor taste. And Pepsi pulled the ad immediately after.
She pulled the ad from her social media. Like,
she pulled
all
the ad
evidence
from her
that
social
she
media.
ever did it is gone.
Yeah, and Kris Jenner called up Pepsi and was like, yo, Pepsi, you have to apologize to Kendall Jenner. Like, you have to personally apologize to Kendall Jenner, which is why I thought it was extra hilarious that Pepsi not only paid Kendall Jenner a shitload of money, they put this, like, crappy ad together, and then they were like, hey, sorry, guys, sorry, everyone, for putting this tasteless ad together.
I believe what they said is we're sorry for putting Kendall in this position.
But, like, special sorry to Kendall.
For putting her in this position.
Anyway, some people feel for her, and I call those people her fans. Okay. And then other people are like, this is ridiculous. She's like a 19-year-old girl who already gets paid millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Look, I don't think she's a villain. I just don't think that she was well informed.
I don't think she's a villain either.
I don't think she's, you know, like a master manipulator here. I think she's just a little stupid to why that was a tasteless ad.
Yeah, I mean, she read the script. You know what I mean? Like, she read the ad.
It wasn't like it was a candid shot of her just like a passerby.
Yeah, she acted in it, or acted to the best of her ability in the ad, meaning that she was complicit in what was happening.
So, Hasan, I reached out to our publicist friend about what she thought of Kendall Jenner's PR team basically instructing reporters not to ask her about the Pepsi ad. Is this the way to deal with it, or should she handle it head on and just make one blanket response and just handle it that way? So she says, this is a tough one because regardless of whether or not she deals with it head on, it will dominate the headlines and her entire time there. So I can see where they're coming from with just asking that it be avoided, especially because reporters are ruthless, true, and because her publicity team can't be there with her the entire time to put out every single fire.
Not true.
So our basically our friend
that's not true. Right. Because her publicity team, not her publicity team, but she was, I saw her a bunch of times, and she was for the most part surrounded by a crew of people.
You don't know if her publicist is going to be there every single, like, what if her publicist goes to get a drink and a reporter like comes out? You know what I mean? There's no way that she's handcuffed to her publicist. Because, I mean, unless she's best friends with her publicist.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Only we get to have that experience.
Only we get to be best friends with a publicist. I think it's interesting. I think it does raise some questions. Now, if it were me, I would rather just deal with this head on and take the situation back into her own terms. Maybe do like an Instagram live, apologizing, explaining her perspective, her side of the story. You know, maybe she didn't get a chance to fully read the script. Maybe there was a different edit. I don't know. But I think that I have no idea.
Maybe there was an entirely different edit where it wasn't tasteless.
I'm not saying that's
using attractive.
I'm not saying that's likely, but I'm just saying it would. I think that if it were me, I would want to just deal with this and like just move on. Be like, yeah, I fucked up. It was a bad idea. It was stupid. I don't know.
Here's where she couldn't have dealt with it. Coachella. I totally understand why
but then do this
she wouldn't want to.
Yeah,
no, you're right. Like, she had every opportunity to go out there and make a very public message about how she feels about resisting against an oppressive government or anything like that. Or I mean, you're like smirking a little bit, like from the side of your face. I can see it. I'm not saying like she should have an opinion on it. I'm just saying like this is a teachable moment for everyone. And she had an opportunity to be like, I messed up, but also here's what really matters. Like, here's how you can actually join the conversation. Like, something like that would be valuable, and also because she apologized, people would understand where she's coming from, rather than just like, we're not going to talk about this at all. But then on the other side, on the other hand, I completely understand. Like, it's not like she's out there unwinding. She's trying to have a good time. She doesn't want to constantly answer questions from paparazzi or reporters or anyone that's out there that's trying to get an inside scoop because Kendall Jenner is like maybe a little inebriated. Like, let's just
ask her about the outfit and move on.
Yeah, no, but that's not, no. That's not it either. I mean, obviously, this is a salacious story. They could be asking about any number of different things, but this is what, if they're constantly asking her about this, and it's already something that's very uncomfortable for her, I totally understand why she wouldn't want to do that in her personal time when she's out there partying. She also did host the Bumble party too.
Okay, so here's where I will agree.
So she made money that weekend as well.
So here's where I will agree with you. I think that you are correct in that it would have been a smart PR move for her to have come out and said something about the Pepsi ad and like, okay, I was wrong, but here's, you know, where you guys should be informed. Like, here's what I was lacking before, here's some information, here's some resources, here's what we all should be talking about, this is what's important, let's move on from Pepsi. And that way, then she could get to Coachella and not have to worry about this sort of unspoken thing. But I think that when you hear that there is a question that you can't ask someone, that's going to be the only question you can think about. If there's ever anything off limits, it's sort of like, it's reverse psychology. It's like what your parents do, like, don't do this. Well, I'm totally gonna do that, you know? So I think that it's sort of, I think that she didn't really handle this great, but I also don't think it really matters in the grand scheme of things, but I do think that I will always find the words Kendall Jenner and Pepsi ad very funny, because it was just such a swing and a miss. Like, it was and it's just a huge swing and delicious. A huge miss.
It was great. But we want to hear from you guys. What is the one question you wouldn't want to hear from reporters if you were a super famous 21-year-old pop star who just came out with a very tasteless ad only 2 weeks prior? I don't know what she is. Model, supermodel,
We're all pop stars these days.
Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm Hasan and Grace, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.